I just want to say at the outset that I'm not getting any money from Zero Tolerance. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. I just like their knives. Okay, this is the Zero Tolerance Model 0909. It's a collaboration between Zero Tolerance and Les George, knife designer. Right off the bat, I want to show you this flipper that hangs down, how it's knurled, has grooves on it all the way around, so you can get a good purchase on it, even with gloves on. And the top has got grooves in it. And the flipper sticks down like a lot of knives these days. Makes a sort of a finger guard, help you keep from getting your finger up on the business end of the blade. The grooves on top can be used to get better purchase down if you're doing some fine task with this bottom edge of the blade right here, some fine whittling. Some of the knife purists out there will start screaming that that's not the proper grip. You know, well, tough. I'm doing it anyway. It's there and I'm using it. Okay? Just do it. Do it however you like it. You know, if you don't want to use it, don't use it. All right. So you can see that it's ergonomically shaped. The curves are all just in the right place. So you have that little bit of a curve on the back. It's not perfectly flat. The scallops in the top edge here help your hand to wrap around it. The obviously the curve underneath with a swell in the middle. A good way to design knife handles that feel good in your hand and are functional. You can tell by with your if you were blindfolded, you can tell which way the edge is, where the point is pointed, just by the grip of the handle. If you want to design a knife handle, buy a little can of Play-Doh, put it in your hand, and squish it, and see what shape it makes. It's going to be fat in the middle and thin on the edges. And if you go to, don't do it now, but after this video, you can go to Average Iowa Guy. He talks a lot about, he does knife reviews, camping, cooking, all kinds of neat stuff. One of the things he does, the guy is a hand surgeon, okay? He makes knives, and he's a hand surgeon. So he knows all about the human hand and the grip and the muscles and where the strength is in your grip. And that oval shape allows you to have, there's a lot of the strength in your grip is in these last two fingers, which if you didn't think about it, you'd think it'd be more like up here, but it's in those last two fingers. That's where you get a lot. You get that huge muscle right there. And he goes into great detail, the tendons and stuff in one of his videos, but basically that guides my theory. It always has, even before I saw that video. It's my philosophy towards knife handles, okay? And this is a good example of how that works. Your finger's not going to slide off the back end because it's got that curve there, and your index finger's not going to slide up onto the blade, and your thumb has got somewhere to go. You can hold it like that, or you can hold it like that, just depending on what you're doing or who you're doing it to. Okay, so the shape of the thing is fantastic. The blade is got a nice flat edge, flat area, and then it's got plenty of belly. If you wanted to skin a deer with this, you could. It's not the absolute ideal for a deer skinning blade. It's got a little bit of a point here, but you could do it. You could easily skin a deer with this thing. You can see the outer profile. It's got the little bit of a swedge on top, but the blade itself is pretty thick. Okay, it's 5/16 of an inch thick. And then you can see how it has a chiseled point. So it's going to have plenty of strength and rigidity if you wanted to play around doing woodcraft stuff, drilling a hole in a stick to make a Paiute bird trap or one of them crazy things. You could do that. If you wanted to do some firewood preparation, you could do that. It's plenty thick enough, and the lockup is plenty strong enough. You could baton this through a small, let's say, 1.5-inch log, if you wanted to split it off to make a flat surface for something. I mean, there's no end to what you can do with this knife. It's heavy, but it's really well built. The blade material is CPM 130. Let me start over. The blade material is CPM S35VN, which is a fantastic steel. It's got chromium and vanadium and molybdenum and all the other groovy stuff they put in knife blades nowadays, but it's also the technology that they use, the crucible powdered metallurgies, the process they use to make these steels gives it a fantastic regular fine grain structure. If you look at it under a microscope, it doesn't look like a bunch of random pixie sticks thrown on the ground. There's a specific pattern, little small dots. Those molecules are lined up, and it gives a knife rigidity. The chemical structure resists rusting and staining. The other compounds give it excellent wear characteristics and impact resistance and toughness. You're not going to chip it. You're not going to break it. I mean, unless you do stupid stuff that knives are not designed for. This is not a crowbar. This is not a pry bar. This is the most expensive pry bar you can buy. All right? It was on sale when I got it. It was like, I don't know, $175 or something. You could break that tip off if you tried hard enough, but it won't be cutting something. It'll be prying. And this is not a pry bar. If you want a pry bar, buy a pry bar. This is for cutting and poking holes in things. You can drill with it. You know, like I mentioned, you can do woodcraft things. It's not a pry bar, so don't use it for a pry bar. All right, enough of that. Okay, the handles are G10. They're textured. I don't know if we can get the camera to pick that up. They're fine lines. Looks like about 30 lines per inch or so, somewhere in that neighborhood. But they really give it a good grip. G10, like micarta, does not slip when it's wet. So if you've got deer blood or rain or whatever all over your hands, it's not going to start getting slippery like a piece of ice. All right, you'll still be able to hang on to it and finish what you're doing. It's got the skeletonized design that everybody likes to use nowadays, so it doesn't trap a lot of dirt. It's got the ball bearing glide system there and the hinge. The blade is a flat grind with a convex edge, and it's just a good all-around knife. It's got a pocket clip. It's reversible. It's got the holes on the other side. It's got a lanyard hole. if you like putting lanyards on your knives. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Sometimes it'll let you get it out of a deep pocket if you have the lanyard hanging out. It just depends on what you're doing. It weighs 7.5 ounces. Okay. Now, if you're familiar with a Bark River Bravo 1 sheath knife, it's a decent sized field knife. It was designed in collaboration with the U.S. Marine Corps recon unit. All right, so it's not a lightweight knife, and it weighs less than this thing by 1.5 ounces. This thing weighs 7.5 ounces, so it's heavy. You know, I mean, you drop it in your pocket, it goes straight to the bottom, and you can feel it's in there. But again, it's got the clip on it. You can clip it on your pocket on the inside. You can clip it to web gear or some kind of tactical vest if you're a police officer in the military. You carry it in a pouch on your belt. You know, you can carry it. I think of this. It's kind of like the Tiger tanks in World War II that the Germans built. I mean, it's indestructible, and it's not the lightest knife you can buy, but it's one of the strongest. I mean, you're not going to break it. It has a liner lock. One of the reviews I read, one person said they had trouble with that liner lock. It let the blade close and cut their hand, and I do not see how you could. I've tried to reproduce that. I've tried opening it real slow and soft and different ways. If you get the blade all the way open, that sucker's going to jump down there. Look how far it jumps when you open the blade. There's no way, unless it was some major factory defect, which he should have discovered when he first bought it, or he just didn't have it open all the way. And if it's not open all the way, the thing ain't going to go down there, and he just got excited and took off cutting or something, but it seems like he would notice that. I don't know. Anyway, no telling what happened there, but that thing overlaps by a good 1/8 of an inch. It's really strong, and you can do all kinds of tests where you try to destroy the knife, put it in a vise and beat on it and stuff, and under any kind of normal use, so you're not going to break it. You can baton that through 1.5 inch limb. If you want to make a flat surface or just making some firewood or something, you can baton it. I mean, it's tough. All right, enough of all that. I'll give you the specs again. It's got a 3.8 inch blade. Again, it's 5/32 of an inch thick, which is a lot of steel. You're not going to bend it. It's 4.75 inches when it's closed. It's 8.5 inches open. And it's just a heck of a knife. I like it. I highly recommend it. If you like this video, again, click on the like button and subscribe to my channel. We'll be coming up with some more knife reviews and tool reviews and a lot of camping and hiking stuff. All right. Okay. Well, thanks for watching.